Well, hello, class, and welcome to week 2 of Marriage and Family Systems from Moody Bible Distance Learning. This is your fearless leader, Professor Jeff, and I want to welcome you to week 2. It's the second day of spring. I have my window in my office open. What? Of course, it's not warm up here, but it'll eventually get there. So I wanted to tell you, you guys have done a fantastic job on the discussion board so far. Great first week, answering each other, encouraging each other. Yes, 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 that's what it's all about. I also wanted to tell you a quick story because I've been seeing some questions asked, and I always share this about the ways of finding a mate. And I'm always asked, how did you find your mate? How did you find Maxine? Quick story. So I got saved in college as a college senior and then went into grad school there and was part of a ministry there at the University of Memphis and became very, very involved with a young lady named Christy, and we were serious. We were headed toward marriage, and then I felt God strongly calling me to quit my job, to leave, to go and I lived in the mountains of North Carolina. I drove 400 miles and worked at a Christian school there, and just felt like it was the Lord telling me to do this. And I was just brand nuffin new a Christian that I just said, okay. I had friends that said, "Are you nuts?" And I'm like, "No, didn't you tell me that if when I got saved, that if God told me to do something, do it?" So I did it. Long story short, there was a redheaded girl named Maxine who had just come back from Thailand on a mission trip, and she was working at the same little Christian school, and we became fast friends and started hanging out. We were working together. We were living next door to each other in an apartment building and just hung out all the time. And very long story short, it became very apparent pretty quickly that I was in love with my best friend, and I could really live without the one I was supposed to be marrying. So I went home. I drove home to Memphis and told her that, and she went, "Okay, if it's the Lord's way." No, she didn't. Trust me, it's not how it went. But I will tell you this: 25 years later, I know that I made the right decision. So that doesn't fit neatly into Chedek's views, right? It doesn't. I don't know if that's one of the five, but that's how it happened for us. And God has affirmed our relationship over and over and over and over again. So God can do really cool, amazing things. If you have any questions about that, let me know. Okay, week 2. Week 2 is one of my favorite weeks. For those of you who have had me in classes before, you know I'm a licensed clinical professional counselor. I have a master's degree in marriage and family therapy. And one of the things that I work with primarily is I work with guys that are sexually compulsive. I've also been part of the Certified Sex Addiction Specialist training. And so I work with guys that are sexually compulsive, pornography, affairs, and I also work with couples dealing with that. And I've seen amazing things happen. God can do amazing things. So with that said, I'm going to give you a little of a background that you're going to be writing a paper for someone to read that's pretty close to an expert in the area. So I say that to flip it on you. Don't be scared, because I want to help you understand this, especially those who are going into full-time pastorate, missions. Even if you're going to be a mom or a wife or whatever you're going to be, you're going to need to know how to handle these situations without blushing, without going, "Oh," and actually presenting the real gospel, the real good news that Jesus came to break the chains. Okay, so I can get really excited about this stuff. So today, this week, you're going to be reading Hooked, part of Hooked, and you're going to be writing about Romans 12:2 and how renewing your mind can go along with coming out of pornography use. Especially about the neuroplasticity of our brains, and how we can rewire them, and the ruts that we do in our brain, how the chemistry can be realigned. It's incredibly exciting, and to be able to show that it's a biblical concept to renew your mind really is helpful for people. You're also going to be talking about in the discussion boards effects of pornography pre and post. Now, I want to give you a little bit of a caution. I have had in the past some people share on the discussion boards a little too much. If this is something you have dealt with or dealing with, it's okay to share, but watch your details, okay? Now, if you are currently dealing with this either in your marriage as a wife or a husband, or you yourself, I want you to email me immediately. I'm going to tell you, almost every class, I've had somebody either say, it's me, it's in my marriage, or I'm dealing with this in church and I don't know what to do. And so I want to help you with that. Okay, that's my job. So here's the question of the week. What's your favorite season? So obviously I have the window open. I hate spring here. Spring isn't warm here, but I love winter. Wrong! I live in Illinois. I hate winter. I love summer. I love hot. The hotter the better. Up here it gets about hot 4 days out of the year. That's my favorite season. So what is your favorite season? And let me know. And we're going to be going onward and upward, right? Any questions? Any comments? Any prayer requests? Let me know. Onward and upwards.